start racing.
So this is going to be the biggest undertaking of the entire drywalling project after the ceiling. Big slopey ceiling was the biggest project of all. There's so many sheets of drywall up there, 75 sheets, which still, if you think about it, you know, a 4-foot by 8-foot section of drywall, that's a lot of sheets to hang. Fortunately, we are moving into the light stuff today. We are gonna be doing the 1/2-inch lightweight drywall. So we are gonna be doing this whole wall that you see behind me. And now, let's get cooking on making a giant drywalled wall. All right, well, I seem to be having an issue charging batteries lately. So I'm gonna try and make this brief. I was doing the last little strip of insulation in the wall right here. And just that little bit is absolutely killing me. And Eric's been moving around the platform, so that's making it worse. Unfortunately, it was extra cold this morning, so we did turn the heater on, so we can't run the air filter at the same time. But we're gonna be doing the walls. We have finally graduated to the big boy work of doing the walls. So we are gonna start with the big, tall wall. We have to get all of our tall stuff back on. And then this is gonna be the last phase of all of the tall work. Well, for drywalling. Still have painting and things like that, but we're hoping that this will go pretty quick. So can we get this whole wall done this weekend? We'll see. I'm gonna have to put my mask on because this is absolutely killing me in here. Ugh. All the dust coming off from that. I feel like I should have been vacuumed first. Ugh. Hanging these drywall sheets was going to prove to be a bit of a trick. Now, if you remember, when we were doing the tall sloped ceiling, we didn't have one drywall lift. We had 2 drywall lifts because our drywall lift, even with all of the extensions, still could not reach the top of the ceiling. So when we were doing the drywalling on the ceiling, we had to use one lift to lift it up to the scaffolding, and on the scaffolding we had a second lift that was able to lift it directly into place and hold it there while we screwed it. That was a huge lifesaver. We needed another lifesaver to be able to handle this big wall. So after some thought, and thinking back to the garage wall, which was equally big and tall, if you remember back when we did our very first drywalling session, it was a pain and it was a nightmare. And the system that we had devised, even though it worked, it wasn't perfect. We needed a system that was perfect. So you're gearing up for our first piece. Eric is kind of measuring preemptively to know where the outlets for the automatic blinds are going in. So if you are building a new house, definitely want to plan for automatic blinds. Even if you don't have anything ordered up right away, just wire the connections in so that way you'll be all set to go when you do order them. But I definitely recommend hardwired blinds. Don't get the battery operated kinds. They do make them, people have been happy with them, but it's just one less thing to have to change batteries in. So we are going to be lifting our first piece up there and having most of it as waste. We have to cut out the entire window. Eric has decided that we're going to cut the window bay out instead of piecing chunks around it. So after some talking back and forth, we came up with a pretty good solution. Let me know what you think. So we have gone through, or Eric has gone through, I was supervising, and made the shelves for the drywall. And Eric pre-drilled the holes so that they're ready to go. We're just going to do a single GRK in each one. It doesn't need to be double because this is not going to be structural. This is just to attach it to the wall.
Yeah, and then these are just ledges for the drywall to rest up on.
So we got a little scoochy room because the sloped ceilings are going to prove to be a little tricky, at least on the top part.
Yeah,
once
so
you get down,
raise that up, and then you got to do an old faith tip towards the wall.
Yeah. Hope for the best.
Or you just lift it off of there and then set it down on the blocks.
Yeah, so we're gonna see if we can make this go smoothly. Now, while it's true that we did have to use lag bolts and lag bolt it into the supporting studs, it did allow us to ensure that every sheet that was lifted wouldn't fall down to the ground and smash. It ensured that we could get it exactly where we needed it to, and if it needed to go up just a little bit more, we could add some shims to boost it up and then screw it into place. This system systematically saved our butts, doing not just this wall, but all of the other walls, as you'll see in upcoming videos.
You know, after the front clears the blocks, tip it forward so it slides up the rest of the way, and then the front will be already up there, and then all you have to do is push it in further. I think we set it where it needs to be for the height. Tip in the front.
I can lift it into place, put a couple screws on my side. For some reason I'm scared over top of this window.
He thought he was getting over his fear of heights. Alright, so all of my batteries are dead on everything. I guess I should have checked last night about charging them, but I didn't. Eric's going through marking the studs on the ceiling. So we have a couple different options as far as getting the drywall up there safely. We're going to go top down, and we're using the ceiling drywall lift. So that's part of the reason for that. This stuff that we're doing, we are doing 12-foot long sheets right here, and this weighs the same amount as the ceiling drywall, but it's 12 feet long instead of 8 feet. So that's going to prove to be interesting. Eric had hoped that his son was going to be here today to help with this intimidating project, but he is feeling sick, so it's going to be two of us doing it. But I think we can do it. We just got to plan it out pretty good. We're going to try and put some shelves on either end so that when we lift it up, we can just let it catch on those little shelves and then scoot it into place and screw it. You want me to push you on that?
Yeah, because I got to mark these studs.
All right, let me unlock the wheels. I'm going to take Eric for a little ride. He doesn't like roller coasters, but this is the next best thing. How far do you want me to go?
Keep going.
I have to shimmy you over. You know, common courtesy is to tip your driver.
Huh?
Common courtesy is to tip your driver. So Eric's estimated thought is it'll take 3 sheets to go across the top, and then we'll be able to do 3 more underneath those, and that will bring us about to where we have to stop, because we have to put blocking in the walls right here for all of our kitchen cabinets. Yet yeah, we haven't done that. Ready to do this?
Hold on.
We gotta get the supports off the wall too. I think we should go in and warm up for a little bit and get some. Well, I warned you that it probably would. It's just finagling how to do it. And we haven't dropped any yet. So far we're doing pretty good. We've only got 3 pieces. 3 pieces. But once the first one's up.
I could go for some pizza. Let's go get some pizza.
You know, Eric's getting serious when he puts on his tool belt, takes off his jacket, and puts on his tennis shoes. And I'm putting on my gloves. I think right there is probably fine. So Eric's gone through and he has attached the boards up there on either end of the windowsills. And he measured them like an inch lower than what they need it to be. So, this is going to be it. We did our test run. We talked it forward and backwards, but at the end of the day, we just have 3 sheets. And
Hopefully this will be a learning experience for somebody else that has a really tall ceiling and isn't quite sure how to do it. And I'm also wearing the GoPro this time, so hopefully we'll be able to get a little bit better, I don't know, hopefully live action of what's happening. I'm not sure exactly how far this is gonna be able to see, but we'll give it a shot and see. I know a lot of you guys have been asking for like footage of like a head cam or something, and I always forget to grab it because we're always just like running out here. So let me know what you think of the footage. This one's on the board. We only have 3 sketchy sheets to do.
Now, fortunately, because of the way that New Year's and Christmas fell, Eric was able to take about 2 weeks off from work. And we got a whole pile of stuff done. The first one being this big wall here. Every minute of every day, we were in here drywalling, well into the dark. But we managed to get so much done.
What do you mean? I do really hold it in.
Yeah, yep. "44 degrees in here." You want me to throw it? You want me to throw you the cord? You had like a whole snake in your hands.
The whole thing.
Well, you do have a fear of snakes, so I guess I can understand. It's crazy how much light that lets in. Got it. Man, it doesn't even look like that much from right here. That was like a whole lot of work for just like a little bit of something up there. Cord Baker, help me!
3 days later.
And up. And up. Oh. And lift. Lift.
No.
See, look at, no, look, see, clear. All right. Lift, lift, lift. Woo! You're taller than me, and you got a longer reach.
You started racing.
Eric is very meticulous as far as how the screws are going in, and I am not allowed to touch the drywall gun whatsoever. So later on in the next couple of videos, you'll see me finally getting to use it in the hidden areas that are less noticeable. But, you know, he still needs help to hang the drywall sheets, so I'm there to at least add moral support and lifting support.
Well, this one was definitely less time than the other one, although he's not quite done. I'd say we probably shaved a good 10 minutes off at least. So it still doesn't look like much, but it still looks like more than the other window. It's getting there. And then tomorrow we'll have the last sheet. All right, we're on the GoPro today. We're gonna do some time lapses for you guys. So we are going to hopefully bang out this entire wall tonight. We have Eric's suddenly not so sure.
Well, we're on a limitation, remember?
Yeah. So we have about an hour and a half roughly to get all this done.
Let's shoot for like 2-3 pieces.
Because Eric's watching a Metima auction. If you're in Michigan, you're familiar with Metima auctions. So we are watching for appliances right now. They've had some really nice higher end appliances coming through.
Scratch and dent.
Scratch and dent items. Actually, that's what we have in our kitchen right now, and it's fine. We got it for a fraction of the original price. So Eric's got his heart set on some items, and so we got to go in to watch the auctions, and you guys will most likely have the next video of us going to go pick it up, including, I don't know if we're gonna get it, including a massive 4-foot long crystal chandelier. Just because. And that was the smallest size that this chandelier came in. It's normally a $600 chandelier. Right now it's at $25. So I was kind of thinking the closet. We're not putting it in the living room. That would not fit the style. But, oh, you can always put it in the master pooper closet. That would be a little extreme. Anyway, so we will let you guys know what we end up getting. In the meantime, let's do a time lapse.
I wasn't quite sure exactly what Eric was doing when he began putting up these big long boards on the side of the wall. And even as he started marking the boards, I still had no idea. If you think you know what Eric is doing right now, put it in the comments down below, and then wait to see if you're right. This, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you as Eric's more efficient way of cutting blocking to put between the studs. He did this when he installed the blocking for the railing going up to the loft, and so he's giving it a shot here for the cabinets. This is going to be one of our biggest walls for our kitchen and is going to be stacked full of heavy cabinets. So we want to make sure that the blocking is good and secure, and this allows him to cut the boards to size, and it allows him to go through and attach them with screw, so everything will be good and solid.
All right, so we have it all done. Mostly all done. Well, I think it's definitely a better idea doing the installation first and then running these. Oh, that would suck. And then at the very bottom, Eric put a kick plate down there for the trim board. So we have extra large 2x6 boards on here because the cabinets are going to be extra heavy. So we really want to make sure that nothing's going to come down.
A lot of people block with 2x10.
Really?
Oh yeah. One video I watched, they did solid blocking. They did three rolls of 2x10. Solid. They're like, better to have too much than not enough.
All right, so that took all evening. Measuring, cutting, drilling. Drilling took the longest. And tomorrow we'll be able to go through and drywall this whole thing in. So you won't even see it.
Honestly, hour and a half it took to put all that in.
Really?
It's only 6:25.
Well, it took me an hour to cut the first 3 sets of boards. So that's going to be a sliding door, right? That's going to be a barn style door. So we'd originally planned on a pocket door for this one and the other one.
I mean, we can install that one and see how it goes.
All right, well, this is as far as we got tonight. We had a couple snafus. The first one was when Eric measured this area right here, he measured it at the base and not the area that we were drywalling. So it was 2 inches off. So that meant we had to go through and put some sisters in there to get it to have a nailing spot. And then we had to go through and do the next one, which wasn't a big deal, but Eric wanted these wires raised up higher. So then we found out that one wire was actually stuck in the middle of a stud. So we had to kind of shimmy it over so that it wouldn't get impaled by the screws. A little more time intensive than we had anticipated, but the next set after this, we got that little guy right there. So after that, we'll have this next route right here. And then we just have an outlet there and an outlet there. Oh, there's my timer. Time for Eric to go in and check his auctions. All right, so we'll definitely, hopefully, get the rest done tomorrow. And I'll let you know how the auctions go. All right, so I came out here to help Eric, and he's already got an entire sheet all by his big self.
12-footer.
12 foot all by yourself, didn't you? He's all proud.
They're only 70 pounds.
Yeah, it's only 70 pounds, but
and
it's
you're only
pretty.
lifting it up to your waist, so.
But it's a big floppity creature.
Yeah, it was. I did struggle a little bit on that side.
Oh, okay, you lifted it straight to here. I'm thinking you had to put it up on the lift, but I guess you didn't need to, did you?
I just carried it over here and set
Yeah.
it down here.
Well, that's cheating.
Nah.
You're supposed to struggle with the lift.
Why would I use the lift? The lift won't go that low.
Well, you're supposed to do that and then figure it out and be like, oh wait, it won't go that low.
Yeah, that covered the majority of that wall.
Yeah, I know. I walked in like, oh well, I guess we're almost done for the night.
Yeah.
I should just walk back in the house and do some stuff and come back out again.
Great.
Do you want me to pull off the supports?
Leave that one on because we're gonna need it for
Yeah.
that. And then
Move it down. Move the other one down.
over there.
Okay. We still got to get a piece for that one right there, but
So the piece we cut off the 8, hopefully it's gonna fit right there.
where we just leave it open and eventually we'll have a piece that fits it.
Well, this is gonna be like 6 foot right here, so we got a 2-foot piece.
Oh, okay.
We'll see. Okay, so the level goes at top and bottom. That's 4 feet. And I'm just, you know how those are marked out. So when when I was looking at it, it's right here at the very top of this handle.
Okay.
Where the marks are at. They're not. They leave a bigger space open in the middle. I don't know why, but that's just how they got it. And then on the ends they would have a 5th one in the middle.
Stay tuned for more tips and tricks from Eric. I'm sure they probably make something that actually has those there so you can just notch into it.
Honestly, professional drywall guys, they don't mark. They can eyeball. They do it so much they just eyeball.
Yeah, that makes sense. They just know by looking.
It would take them way too long to do what I'm doing.
Oh yeah, that is the truth. But they're gonna cover it.
They do it all the time.
Right, they're gonna cover it over pretty quick too. It's not like you're like,
glue
ooh.
the blocking also. Like put some squirt of glue on it.
Glue the blocking?
This stuff.
Oh, you mean you put a little glue on the blocking and the drywall?
Just to hold it, you know.
Oh, okay.
There's not one of your videos, but you're back in that corner, you're showing this. And the room looked giant. I don't know the angle you had, but it was like, holy crap, that's huge.
Oh yeah, it's definitely the GoPro. So now we are going to be showing a fun new tool that Eric got for the bottom sheet of drywall. It is a lifter. Will it work? Hopefully. If it doesn't, not a big deal. But I just thought you guys might like to see this.
Now, as we go through and we put these walls together in here, let me know your thoughts on colors. What colors do you think we should consider for these walls? That's kind of a point of battle between us, is what colors would be best? Honestly, I don't know. With such a large area, it's going to be very easy to get the wrong colors chosen and make it look absolutely hideous. It's a make or break as far as doing the design work in this house. So I think we're actually going to bring on board an interior designer to kind of help us make sure that we don't absolutely ruin this house. So let me know your thoughts, guys. How do you think it looks? Is this a project that you would consider taking on yourself, or would you be like, nope, we'll happily shell out the $30,000 to have everything drywalled? And really, at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do, is to stay in budget and keep the house in the budget that we had proposed. And even though it would be so much nicer to hire out all of the drywalling, we are probably gonna have somebody come out and give us an estimate to have it finished. And hopefully it won't be too much, because like I said, we're trying to stay in budget on this. But give us your tips and tricks down below for any drywalling that you have done over the years, because we might still be able to put it to use. Definitely stay tuned, guys. We are going to be continuing in on the other side walls, which are going to be happening over Christmas time. Yep, we even worked Christmas Eve all day. On Christmas Eve, I think we worked on the 2 sloping walls. So that actually allowed us to finish up this entire room. And in case you can't tell, it's very echoey. But that's okay, because we're still in the throes of construction. So definitely stay tuned, guys. It is going to be coming down. We are knocking the walls out pretty quick here with drywall. And then we're going to be getting into more of the designing aspects. And that's where things are really going to start to take shape, of course, but also get really interesting. So be sure you're subscribed, give this video a thumbs up, and leave me a comment down below telling me your thoughts or horror stories of drywalling. Thanks for watching, guys. Love you. See you next week. Bye.